What up, y'all? So I'm on one of my drives, and I was just coming real quick to talk to y'all about the different systems and how like a lot of the systems are failing, and us needing to break away from some of these systems, man. I'm talking about like all systems, anything that's like systematic is like we need to break away from it, because like I was thinking about like how I used to harp on my kids about going to school and doing what they needed to do and this and that and the third, and listening to the teachers, and before all of this stuff happened, before COVID happened, right, no one could be a teacher unless they went through 8 years of school and got a certification, and now that COVID has hit, it's like I'm the teacher and I don't need any special skills to be the teacher. I'm just a teacher by default because they have to be home with me or whatever, right? Or like, how money flows, like how the system of money, how everything, I remember back, oh my goodness, what was that? I remember back when, we had to write out, like, there was no such thing as a debit card, because I'm looking at like how things have transitioned and how things have evolved. When I was a kid, we had beepers. Well, I didn't have a beeper. I didn't get a two-way pager until later on. Like when I was in high school, I ended up having a two-way pager. But it was definitely a beeper out. We just didn't have the means to afford no beeper. Cordless phones and house phones, and now we got these cell phones, and these cell phones we could talk to each other on the phone, and we could do things like this, stuff that we could never do, I want to say just almost 20 years ago, and this is just a change within my lifetime. So I'm looking at all of these systems that, back then or in different times, it was like, yes, this was the way, and yes, this is how this had to be done. I don't even know, like, if it was like the whole ATM system and all that stuff. I don't even know how advanced that was when I was a kid, because we didn't have money, so like I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that they haven't been around like that long. And I remember having to go to the bank just in the 2000s and withdraw money and deposit money that way, it's just so many different things. But these are like all the systems, and now they have cryptocurrency, right? And so now crypto is being able to be utilized in different spaces, and then like even when it comes to the god systems, like the different types of gods and deities and things like that we involve ourselves in, and it's like, oh, this is the way, and now like people that relied on those systems can't even go and worship in those systems, because those systems right now do not exist in the times that we're in, right? So like, even like, okay, like, so now we going on into my point. Like, I was watching American God, y'all, and so listen, American God, like, I know like people say don't watch TV, but it's certain things that you need to be paying attention to that they putting on them screens, all right? Certain things that you need to be paying attention to that they putting on those screens, because like my mentor always say, make them think it's fantasy so they don't believe it's real, right? Okay, and so we look at these things that are on the television screen and we just pay it no never mind, right? But nah, we need to pay this stuff some mind. Here's why. This American God show, y'all, this American God show, this show is about these different deities, right? It's like these different deities, these different gods that walk among us, okay? And so they showing these different gods that walk among us, and they also showing these artificial intelligent gods that walk amongst them, and that's trying to defeat them, all right? Trying to defeat them, right? And so you see these artificial intelligent gods trying to defeat them, and listen, I don't know if they're gonna win, but it looks like they're gonna they're gonna be successful or somewhat successful. And so that's kind of like what we going through right now. We see in all these different, we worship all these different systems, or we practice all these different systems and things like that. And this is just, some people go about these systems and they like, oh, this is the way, the truth, this is all that you need to know or whatever. But this show is really showing us that, like, there's really no system that is like just like the one that, there's really like no system that is just like the one system, you know what I'm saying? Because these systems are failing and doing things like that. They are failing, and a lot of them ain't doing what they was sought out to do. I hope that made sense. A car was coming, so I didn't want the car to hit me or nothing like that, But yeah, so it's showing us how the world is transitioning, right? And because the world is transitioning, these older, outdated systems are having a hard time thriving or surviving or outliving or living in this new world, or living in this new age that's out there, this new type of existing that's out there. And it's crazy, y'all, like, because it's true. Like, these old systems, they're not really doing well in a society like today. Not from my observation. I don't know, y'all tell me what's up. But from my observation, they aren't doing well. They barely hanging on. People's beliefs are changing. People's everything is changing. People's ways of lives, people's practices, all of these things are changing, man. And so, like, if y'all get the opportunity, just watch that show. But I just want y'all to be open to looking outside of these systems. Be open to looking outside of all of that stuff. All right? Because as you can see, there is a shift occurring. Everybody might not know it's a shift, but it's definitely a shift. And a lot of that old stuff that was concrete, COVID showed us that it wasn't so concrete at all now, don't it? People, remember when your boss wouldn't even let you be at home for work when you could clearly perform your job from home, and now most of the jobs are going to work from home. You see what I'm saying? So, like, we got to break away from these systems. We got to start thinking for ourselves and thinking outside of these boxes and thinking outside of these prisons, because that's all they is. They are prisons, and these prisons are holding us hostage from reaching our truest potential. They holding us hostage from reaching our truest potential. But yeah, think outside of the system. If y'all get a chance, I ain't promoting American God, but watch American God, because that thing's so serious, y'all. And just look at, like, how they doing certain things. It's certain people that, like, got all their money in the savings account and all that other stuff. And listen, the value of the dollar is depreciating. So the dollar is gonna be non-existent soon. I don't know how soon, but it ain't gonna matter none, because now they got this digital currency. Everything gonna be digitized, man. Like, this whole world gonna be digitized. It's crazy, because when we was little, we used to be like, oh, what if the Jetsons was real? What if Back to the Future was real? What if Bill Nye the Science Guy was real? What if Sabrina the Teenage Witch was real? What if Transformers was real? And guess what? We witnessing all this stuff that we used to wonder what if it was real, or used to fantasize about it being real, coming into being today in 2021. Crazy, right? What if we could go to Mars? What if we could travel to Mars? Well, pretty soon there's gonna be a way that you can, y'all. So that's pretty much it. I just want y'all to, just give it some thought. Think outside of these systems. Think outside of everything. Think outside of the box. Think outside of the norm, because your norm is not normal no more. There's a new norm. I'm Peter, and I'll let y'all, if you like the content, go ahead and hit like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you guys want to come on to Patreon, we talk about all things spiritual, things that we can't talk about here on YouTube, and I'll holler at you. The link is down below.